What's up, guys? It's your boy Unlimited Talks here. And today, I'm with my sister again.
Hi, how are y'all?
Today, we're gonna be making cartoon tier lists. Now, I think we did a bracket fight, didn't we?
Yes.
We did a bracket fight, but we didn't do a tier list saying like what we think about these shows. Some of these shows I can't actually see, like this one. I can't actually see what this one is, so I might put never seen because I just can't actually see like what the names are and stuff like that. So we're gonna begin with the first one, Are Real Monsters. So for this one, I think we never watched this, have we? The Are Real Monsters.
No, I feel like I've seen that like picture before, but no, I can't say that I've ever watched that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember. I have seen some of the monsters. I just don't. I just never watched it. So I'm putting haven't watched. All right, we got the Emperor's New School. All right, this is after New Groove. Okay, so New School. I remember. Was it? I mean, it was kind of weird because it was interesting to like watch from the movie to what the show is, because he wanted to like just go like super hard, didn't he?
Yes, he was like really infatuated with her.
Yeah. So I think it's like, if I remember, I really didn't really like the show. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't bad or anything, but it was pretty good. I'm going to probably give it like a C, maybe.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that it was pretty cool to see him like venture outside of just having a movie by itself.
Yeah.
And considering that that's kind of when they first started like having a movie and then having a show afterward, I think for that to be that early, I think it was pretty good.
It was. I mean, it wasn't the best show, but it was still pretty good to watch. Yeah. All right, we have DuckTales. I think this is that's like the newest version of DuckTales, like that 2017, 2018 animated version of it. Again, haven't watched it, so I can't really say anything about it. I mean, I know it's ending like after like a couple of years, so I mean, I guess some people had to watch. I guess a lot of people weren't watching it or something.
Probably. I've never watched it.
All right, never watched. Oh, I remember this one. This is Hi Hi Puffy Yami Yumi.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I actually seen this. Yeah, I just know there was actually one episode we had. Like it's like one like on like that. This had like 3 separate like shows on it. So it was on there. So I don't know. I can't remember much about the show. I mean, I know it was kind of weird when I watched it because I thought one of them was a guy and like one of them was a girl. Both of them were girls. I didn't know that. So I mean, was it bad? I remember correctly, it wasn't that bad, but I'm probably haven't watched it. I just don't remember enough about the show. Super Mountain 4, awesome. I can break this one.
I don't know what that is.
I know what this one is. That shit was bad. I'm saying it right now. It was bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure it got canceled like pretty early on into its cycle. So I'm gonna put this into D tier because it was a super bad. Wow, you really can't even see it with the background. But I'm putting that in D tier. Alright, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ooh, you know how I feel about my SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
It's still, and I'm weird, it still smacks today, like, but especially being able to, like, know the innuendos now that you're older and you catch them and they don't, like, fly over your head is kind of cool. And then to still feel the same way that you did kind of like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I'd have to say that's an S tier. I think it's still...
Yeah, I mean, because again, for me, it's kind of weird to rank SpongeBob because, like, I think when I was younger, I probably see SpongeBob at easily S tier. But, like, with the new episodes and them just kind of, like, really... They're not really focused on like making like good stories. They're kind of like just really weird takes on SpongeBob.
That's true, and it's like they're trying to appeal to a newer audience.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand because when you're young, this generation now is kind of not smart or anything. But like I understand why. So I'm going to say it's still an S tier. Uncle Grandpa. Again, I watched this.
From what I saw, it was just weird. I barely watched it.
Yeah, it was a weird show. It's a D tier. I mean, like, I don't have to explain why Uncle Grandpa was just weird. I mean, it was just a weird show through and through. It just was. All right, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Easy S tier.
easily, and that should be first S tier.
Yeah, this is like in the front. Like I love SpongeBob, but like it just doesn't hit the same as Avatar.
It's not even on the same level as Avatar.
Yeah, because remember we had like a 20-minute discussion just about Azula alone.
Yes.
So I mean like we can go on and on about Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Breadwinners. Now again, I watched this.
I've only heard of it. I never watched it.
I watched the weird shows. I just realized that I really did. But I will probably say this is easily a D tier show. Again, it was about two ducks who ate bread all the time, and then it was like they all talk about like their butts all the time. I was like, what the? I was like, what the? It's like this is what the kids now want. This is what you kids want.
Yeah.
Nah, it was not good. Alright, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, you probably say this is a D-tier show for you.
You know it.
They say this is a D-tier show. I don't think it's D-tier. I think it's A-tier. I'd say it's not as good as Avatar or SpongeBob, but it's still enjoyable to watch, in my opinion. Like, I understand, like, yes, it's a scary show if you're a kid, but if you go back and rewatch it, it was not scary. It's not scary at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, for you probably would still not enjoy it, but for me, I think it's still a pretty good show because it had some points, it had some really, really sad moments.
Yeah.
And like, it made you. I mean, you felt like sorry for the dog, so it felt kind of crazy the fact that like a dog made you feel this way. But like, dogs typically make people feel that way anyway. So, okay, so you say A. Okay, I said A, you said D, so was that like a C?
You could say like a B.
I guess so, yeah. I guess we'll put that into a B. Alright, Teenage Mutant... Oh, this is Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's a new one. Oh. I can vouch for that.
Okay.
That's an S tier.
This is an S tier?
Yes. That's so... Now, the later seasons are not that good. See how excited I got?
Yeah.
The later seasons are not that good, but the first 3 seasons... Smack.
Wait, so Rise of the Teenage Mutant Turtles is not like... So this is a 2013 version.
Is that the 2013 version or is that the newer version?
That might be the newest version. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna...
Yeah, you might want to look it up.
Teenage Mutant... Oh yeah, that is the newest one. See?
Oh, then never mind.
It's a 2018 version.
Well, I got excited for no reason. Then never mind. I can't.
You can't vouch for it.
No, I thought that was the other one. My bad.
No, okay, so... This we have not seen, so we can't rank it. Okay. Oh, we have apple and
orange.
No,
is that what it is?
I think it's apple and onion. I think because because orange would be like I think like if it was orange, it'd be like orange, the color orange. So apple and onion have not seen. I think that's Clarence. I believe so. Haven't seen. Ed and Eddie.
Okay. Now, when I was younger, that probably would have been an S tier, A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I really, really think about it and comparing it with like the list you have now, it's probably like a B tier. I don't think it smacks as much as it used to when I was a child.
I mean, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship with Ed and Eddie because some cases like you love the show, like you honestly you say I love Ed, Ed and Eddie, but in some cases like then like man like. Why? Like it's like why do some of these episodes exist? Because remember they did the whole movie about that.
Oh yeah.
They did the whole movie. I mean like the movie was kind of like he wanted to meet his brother, but his brother like didn't. I guess like he beat the absolute crap out of him, and then all the people in the freaking cul-de-sac was like, yeah, you can't do that. Only we can do that. And it's kind of like, hey, listen, you can't beat the shit out of him. Only we can beat the shit out of him. And then they beat the crap out of the older brother. So it's like I mean, and then I agree. It's a B tier show. I mean, back in the day, it was probably like S tier. Mm-hmm. It was just and listen, Ed and Eddie were like the cool kids. They were the cool kids. But now, I mean, they're kind of like the delinquents. I mean, like
that are like they weren't necessarily stoners, but like that type of like.
Yeah. No, it's like I think it's like what Ed, the small one. I mean, he was like the shy kid. Like, he was like shy. He didn't want to talk to anyone. He only knew Ed and Eddie.
Oh, you mean the leader of the group?
No, not. Wait, I'm talking about the smart one of the group. Like
the smart. I thought you said the small. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so I mean, like they had a real relationship with each other. So I mean, like it was kind of cool to see that. All right, regular show. All right, for me, this is easily an S tier for me. I think easily an S tier. But like you haven't seen a ton of the episodes, so I guess you really can't actually say like much about it, right?
Just from what I saw, I liked it. It wasn't as strange as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I mean sometimes in some episodes it does get kind of strange, but like it's just a fun show to watch. It just is a fun show because in one episode, like one of the main characters actually died, and
I remember you saying that.
He died, and one of the other main characters had to go and fight the Grim Reaper. I was like, why? But I was like, I don't know why, but I love it. So I think it's an easy S tier for me. Alright, regular show S tier. I don't know what this is. Actually, can I look? I'm gonna let me see. Oh, it's Sanjay and Craig. That's what this one is.
That's the one with the snake and that boy, right? Just from the commercials, that looked weird.
I watched it. Bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sanjay and Craig, easy a D tier. Now the original Powerpuff Girls.
You already know my feel on that.
You say that's an S tier. I say that's an A tier show. I still enjoy it. I just think I don't think it. You think what you say is as good as Avatar though.
See, now being older, I would say no. But I haven't watched it when I was older. But when I was younger, that was my go-to show. Like that's what I always wanted to watch. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I even watched the Christmas special. That's how big of a deal it was to me. You know, I had the party that was like that.
Yeah, I know.
Like every 6-year-old's dream. That was a girl.
Yeah.
It's just that was my show, so that's always gonna be S tier in my mind.
Yeah, I really that's gonna be an S tier for you. I believe. I'm still gonna give it an A because even when I was younger, I wouldn't say that was my favorite show to watch when I was younger. It was still a good show in my opinion. It just wasn't like, it wasn't like the Teen Titans. It wasn't like the Danny Phantom. It just wasn't that for me. But I guess okay. So you said S, I said A. So it's kind of like if you do that, that's kind of like an A plus or like an S minus, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm gonna put an S just because I don't really know where we can put it. It's it'd be like right here. I'm gonna give it the S tier. I don't know what this one is. I think this is the Problem Solvers. I think. Remember correctly because it has EM and it has like that weird font to it. If this is the Problem Solvers, I think this is a D tier. I'm surprised there's no F tier. Like there should be like an F tier here somewhere.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna make a row below, make it an F tier. All right, so Sanjay and Craig, I believe easily an F tier. Uncle Grandpa, I think it's an F tier, and the Palm Solvers are an F tier. I think these two shows aren't as bad as these three shows right here. All right, Cat Dog.
I never watched Cat Dog. I only saw commercials of that, but that always looked weird to me.
Alright, Cat Dog. Haven't watched it either, so I'm going to put it in haven't watched. Chalk Zone. Haven't watched either. And what's this? This is... I don't know what this one is. It has AM and Weasley at the end.
I'm trying to think if I even begin to know what that is, but probably not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna know what this one is, so I haven't watched. So I think this is Ben 10 Alien Force.
Is that the second one?
Yeah, yes. This is the second one. This is after Ben 10. This is when he turns 16.
Okay, I kind of like that one. I'd say like a B tier.
Yeah, I remember cooking. Yeah, I think remember that Ben 10 Alien Force was pretty good. I said that. I enjoyed Ben 10 Alien Force, but I didn't enjoy his original Ben 10. I mean, the original Ben 10 is like an S tier, in my opinion. So, I'll give that, I believe it belongs in the B tier. Alright, I think, is this the newest one? It was just the old, because see, look, they have, where is it? Yeah, see, they have this one. See this?
Yeah.
So, I don't know what, see,
you might just have to look it up and see, because they all look almost the same.
Okay, let's see. So, Ben 10... Okay, so Ben 10 is the original, is this one.
Yes.
And Ben 10 is this one that has the little, like, actually the physical Omnitrix on it. Okay, so this one that we see right here is actually the remake Ben 10.
The newest one.
The newest one.
Well, you know my take on it. I liked it. I thought that it was cute. Now, I wouldn't say it was as good as the original.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, I figure, like, if you ever try to, like, remake something, like, from the original, it just won't be as good as, like, the original. You just really can't, like, compete with the original.
Yeah. I'd probably say a C tier.
C tier? Alright. I can't get my opinion on it, so I'm just gonna agree with you. Alright, Ben 10, the original one.
S tier.
S tier, yeah. Easy S tier. My man went in. I mean, this was made by the Man of Action. I think he makes all the Ben 10s. But,
really?
Yeah, but, like, he just, honestly, Ben 10, I mean, he was honestly, again, he was a cool kid. He had the Omnitrix. He's like, I had 10 aliens. But then he had, like, 11 or so because he unlocked, like, 2 more, I think. 2 or 3 more. I forgot how many he unlocked. He locked a lot more later on the line. But, man, Ben 10, honestly, if I went back now, I probably would still enjoy Ben 10. I think if you go back and watch it, you say, oh yeah, I enjoyed it. Alright, so we have Ben 10 Omniverse.
Which one's that?
This is the one that's like, it's like the fourth iteration. Like, it's like Ben 10, Alien, there was Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, and then the Omniverse. Omniverse is like where, like, it's like he's kind of like the like miniaturized version of that character. Okay, I'm gonna show you what Omniverse looks like. This is what Omniverse look like.
Oh, okay. I know which one that is then.
I watched it. I would say it wasn't as it wasn't I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great or anything. So it kind of belongs, in my opinion, it belongs in the C tier.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because it just wasn't the best for me, in my opinion. Because I remember, like, I remember this. The universe, like, pretty much got deleted or, like, imploded or whatever, and he has now full control of Alien X. You know, because people was like, he went like this. He, like, waved his hand in a circle, pushed it out. The universe just went back to normal. I was like, dude, Alien X is, like, overpowered. Like, what the? And then we have Ultimate Alien.
And that's the second.
That's the third one. The third one. It's the one that you can go, you know, Ultimate Swamp Fire, Ultimate Humongous Sword.
Oh. Okay, I don't particularly remember that one, but from what I remember that being pretty good.
Yeah.
So, like, what, a B tier?
I think a B tier, yeah. So we have the original Ben 10 as an S, Alien Force and Ultimate Alien as a B tier, and the 2 newest ones as C tier. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
I was never really a fan of that show. I would just watch it basically because it was on. So for me, that's like a C, D tier.
CD tier. I'm not watching Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Blue was kind of cool though.
Blue smacked.
Yeah, Blue. I mean, like, Blue had pretty much, he kind of carried the show if you really think about it. Like, there's like no other character I would say that's like. I mean, El Waldo was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You have Coco. And you have, like, the human characters. Even, I don't know, I understand kind of, but why? Like, why is it the human characters? Like, why is it, like, you know.
Why isn't it just, like, based on the, like.
Like, because it's literally Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. They'll just be like, yeah, if someone goes there, they just won't see them because they're imaginary, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I think it's a B tier show.
Okay. So if I said D/C, you said B, so you could probably say like C tier.
Yeah, C tier. I think we have none in the A tier right now. All right, we have Johnny Bravo.
Well, since you just said that, that would be an A tier for me.
He's an A tier show. I mean, Johnny Bravo. I mean, Johnny was like, hey there.
Yeah, he was just kind of smooth, but at the same time not smooth. Like, yeah, it just made it funny.
Yeah, he wasn't actually never smooth if you really think about it. Because honestly, he never really went out with anyone except for the one time he did. It was like with the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only time.
Yeah, it wasn't like smooth, but like when you're younger, it still wasn't. But how do I explain this? But I guess it was funny. How hard he tried.
It was funny to see him like fail a lot. Yeah. You know, it was just funny. Alright, Phineas and Ferb.
Ooh. S tier, A tier? I think that show was pretty good, especially for like the time and like, that's when like things were starting to shift, you know.
There was 104 days summer vacation, and they had like almost 500 days summer vacation.
Yeah.
Fucking motherfuckers. All right, but I think Phineas and Ferb. I think it's like an A tier show. Because like if I went back and was being about Phineas and Ferb, I would not like Candace like at all.
Kind of like a Karen.
Kind of like a Karen, exactly. I would not like Candace, but I mean actually the parents were kind of dumb.
It's like, how are you that oblivious to what was going on? How did you always come home right at the end?
Yeah, it's like, but I think it was like they knew they were doing it, but it's like we're just gonna allow it.
Yeah, maybe because they just weren't getting hurt, and that's a way for them to stay occupied.
Yeah. So Phineas and Ferb, I think it's an A tier show. Right?
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Bionic Titan.
I don't know what that is.
I think I've seen this. I think I watched it until the very end, but I don't remember much about it. So when did it come? Bionic Titan came out like a while ago. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna make sure that I make sure it's coming. Oh, Symbionic Titan. It's this show.
Oh, I know what that is. I don't remember a lot of that, but I recognize both of them.
Yeah, it's Symbiotic Titan.
Yeah, I would not be able to rate that.
Yeah, but I haven't actually. I'm gonna probably put this in haven't watched or can't rate.
Yeah, or even can't remember.
Can't remember. There we go. So that's can't remember exactly. All right, Danny Phantom.
S tier. S tier, easy.
Yeah. The theme song still hits to this day.
Oh, yeah.
S tier easily. The theme song just hits no matter what. I think it just does. Alright, American Dragon Drake Long.
Now, when I was younger, that might have been like an SA tier, I think. Thinking about it now with like the other type of Disney shows that they had when we were younger, like the Kim Possibles, the replacements for us at least. Maybe like a B tier. I think it was still pretty good. It was a good like early 2000s show.
Yeah.
I looked forward to it, but like now I'd probably say like a B tier.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of agree that it probably is like a either. I mean, it's kind of in the realm of being like in the middle of like an A or a B.
Yeah.
But like I figured like if you really think about if you think about the old Disney cartoons, it is kind of like a B tier. But I believe it's kind of like in the front of the B tier.
Yeah.
All Grown Up.
I never actually watched that. Of course, I heard about it because that is a 90s show.
Wait,
based off of what I heard.
Wait, is this a continuation of like Rugrats or something like that?
I want to say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's when they were all older.
All Grown Up, get it?
Yeah. And I mean, I never really watched Rugrats, and I was never really a fan of that. Don't come at me, because I know how some people just live by Rugrats. That just was never my show.
Yeah.
But to me, I can't first of all rate that because I never watched it. But from what I heard, people liked it, but it was not Rugrats to them. Like Rugrats was like S tier and like that might have been like a B tier. You know?
It's like because Rugrats is like iconic.
Yes, basically.
So I'm put in I haven't watched because I've never watched Rugrats or All Grown Up. Well, I've seen Rugrats, but I never seen All Grown Up, so I can't actually rate that.
Right.
Some type of Disney show.
Amphibian or Amphibian. I don't know. I've never.
Haven't seen it, so I'll put you in the back. As told by Ginger, never seen that shit.
Yeah, I just heard about it.
Back at the Barnyard.
I was never a fan of that.
I know you weren't. I watched it.
I know.
Honestly, because it was kind of weird. I watched the movie. And then it came. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll watch it." It's like, man, this shit was kind of whack. I mean, not gonna lie. I mean,
that movie, like one of them died, right? Or he got beat up or something like that.
I think one of them did get beat up. I remember because I remember like in the movie, like Otis, I think like had like a wife, and then like the wife suddenly just disappeared in the series, and they just never explain why.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like. You know, I mean, like, there's, like, no explanation. I mean, like, I don't know why they made a series of the... I mean, I guess it must have been, like, successful enough for them to at least, like, you know, make a TV show. But I think it's, like, a D-tier show.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as Sanjay and Craig or anything like that. I don't think it's as bad. So, Big City Greens, never seen. Big Hero 6. Is this talking about a movie or was it a TV show?
There might have been a TV show that I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we're basing it off the movie, like, if you're basing it off the movie, what do you think?
Off the movie, I would say, like, at least an A tier. I think that was...
Yeah.
And they all say it's an underrated, Pixar, right?
Yeah, it's Pixar.
Pixar film. Considering, like, how much of a feel-good story that kind of is, if you get towards, like, the end, and it's really, like, thinking about things.
Yeah, it's like you know, like, thinking about family and stuff like that, like, and losing a loved one. I mean,
right.
he lost his older brother, and like the villain pretty much allowed for it to happen because he went back in to help him, but he kind of like allowed him to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, dang, that's messed up, and it's like that's messed up. I guess we're talking about the movie. Yeah, I think it is an easy A tier.
Yeah.
It's an easy A tier. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
You already know how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, in fact, would you believe that's an F tier?
Yeah. And if it had anything below that, like a Z, it'd be a Z tier for me because that's how much I despise that show.
I mean, have you just gone back to you try to like we watched like one episode?
Maybe, but I mean, I just never.
I think it's a B tier show, so I guess it'd be kind of like in the C tier for right now. I get because you put actually no, I think it'd be in the D tier. I think.
Wait, I said an F and you said a what?
I put a B, so I think that's a D, isn't it?
Yeah, or are you putting it on the same level as Barnyard or as Foster's?
Man, I really like Adventures of Billy and Mandy, but I don't. I think, see, I think it's on the same level as Foster's Home for Magic. I think it's on the same level. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, I remember this show.
Yes, now honestly, that's actually one of the ones that I liked more, like as an animated show when we were younger. To me, that's probably like a B tier, but I remember that come on at like 2 in the morning or something.
Yeah, I mean, cause it came on at like a weird time.
Yeah.
Because I think they knew for the fact that a lot of people were just gonna be watching it and figured like, we'll put it at 2 a.m. and people, some random person be up at 2 a.m. to watch. I'm gonna watch Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. It's like,
yeah, or they would say that's when they would have like the good show because would have like
Kim Possible, yeah,
The Replacements, and you'd have like Jake the American
Dragon.
Yeah, thank you. Then there was like another show that was like really good, and I saw this meme where it was like all the good shows came on late.
Yeah,
that's if you could stay up.
Yeah, that's if you could stay up.
Which is pretty hard. But I would say like a B tier. I would think.
Honestly, I did not like the show.
You didn't really?
Honestly, I hated Brandy as a character. I mean, Mr. Whiskers. Whiskers, he was just there to help. I mean, he was an idiot. So I mean, like, I guess like that had to be like there had to be some type of like type of like there has to be a brat compared to an idiot. So there has to be someone for Brandy, and that was Mr. Whiskers. So I guess it's gonna go into the C tier.
Okay.
Bunsen is a beast. I don't know what this is.
I've only ever heard of it.
I don't know what that is. Camp Lazlo. What do you think about this one?
That one was kind of like just okay. I was never really like a huge fan of it. I mean, I would watch it because it was on.
Yeah.
But like when I thought about it in general, that was honestly like a D tier show for me. It just wasn't like, oh my god, like I have to watch it. If I missed it, I was okay.
I mean, it's like an average show. It's like a C, really. I mean, like, it's either average to like below average.
Yeah.
It really is. It's not. See, it's kind of like it's kind of like in the front of D, because I think it's better. It's better than any of these shows, like right here.
Yeah.
It's better than any of these shows, but it isn't like.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Barnyard.
Yeah, it's not. But I don't think it's on the level of these shows right here.
Oh no.
We have Cat Scratch.
I never watched that.
I've heard of it. I never watched it.
No, I take that back. I might have seen an episode of it when I was younger, but I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about it.
Yeah. Oh, Chowder. Now, Chowder's my boy. Chowder's like an A tier, in my opinion.
I'd say like a B tier.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah, to me it was super weird.
I think that was how the cartoons were now back in the day. Like, they were just super weird.
Wasn't this around like 2008, 2010?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Well, that's when they were going through their weird period of like shifting for like a different age group.
Yeah. But back in the Chowder hit. So I guess he'd be like Where would he be? What do you think? I think.
Well, see, what do you put him with? Do you put him with Johnny Bravo or do you put him with Courage and Ben 10?
I guess I'll probably put him with these because these just kind of hit different.
Yeah.
They just do. I mean, Chowder's enjoyable to watch. I still love watching Chowder, so I do enjoy it. Class of 3000.
I have no idea what that
Don't know what that is. Cow and Chicken.
I did not watch that. I've seen clips on it.
Yeah, I've seen clips on it as well.
And that just looks super weird.
Yeah, so I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Dave the Barbarian. Don't know what that is. Robot and Monster. Did I watch that? I'm pretty sure I did watch Robot and Monster.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Let me actually. I'm gonna look.
You know what? Oh, I did used to watch Robot and Monster. I remember that. It was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I watched this.
People are gonna think I'm weird. I used to watch that religiously.
I think it was like when it came on. I watched it.
Yeah.
But was it good? Like that was the question. Was it good? No, definitely not.
To me, when I was younger, I thought that it was pretty good. Looking back on it and really thinking about it,
it's not.
It's really not. It's like a C tier, early D.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. It was like one of those strange shows, you know.
I think it kind of goes into D tier. It wasn't terrible. I'll say this. It's not as bad as Sanjay and Craig. Listen, if it's on the level of Sanjay and Craig, it's not. It definitely isn't. Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, S tier. I think that was a good late 90s, early 2000s show.
Uh-huh.
And I think being able to see, which this would not happen, having a lab behind your room like that was super cool. Mm-hmm. And the experience that he did,
could you imagine, like, me having a lab in my room?
Honestly, that'd be the coolest thing.
I mean, it's like it's behind that shelf right there. It's like It's like I don't know how he did it and how people got away with it for so long, but he did. And I mean, he's a boy genius. I would say that.
Honestly, yeah, especially for his age and to just be that aware and stuff. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Laboratory. We have Doug.
Again, another 90s show. There's a trend going on. We didn't watch many 90s shows except for like Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
Which smacks. But Doug, from what I saw, the little blonde boy, that always just looked really weird to me. I've seen clips, because of Brianna.
Yeah, because of YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I never was like, oh my god, I want to watch that,
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't watched it, so I think
I'll just say I can't remember.
Yeah, because honestly, I've never watched it. You've seen it maybe like a couple of times, but you just don't remember a lot about it.
Yeah.
Oh, El Tigre.
That's the sombrero guy, right?
Yeah, sombrero guy. Yeah.
I don't remember a lot about that. From what I remember, it was kind of interesting, not your typical show that you would see.
Because I think it was more based off in like Spain and stuff like that, and it was like kind of like he was living with his family and stuff like that, and his family would have like superpowers stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I mean it was a cool concept. Honestly, it was. I think it's a B tier. I watched it. I believe it was a B tier show.
Yeah, I can't remember. So whatever you wanna say.
Oh, Fanboy and Chum Chum.
We already know.
F tier.
Yes.
Oh my, dude. Think about this. You had the choice between Fanboy and Chum Chum and Adventure Time, and you went with Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Honestly, and I don't like Adventure Time at all. I would pick Adventure Time over Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Like 9 times out of 10?
Yes. Or 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Honestly, that show was the strangest thing. I don't even know how it lasted how it did.
Yeah. I guess that generation was just really dumb.
Or that's just it's like your change in how shows are your taste changes.
Yeah, I watched it. I was like, I don't know why I watched it for as long as I did, but I remember you came in, you saw me watch it. Like, it's like, why are you watching this? Like, I don't know. There's legit nothing else on.
That's like Tough Puppy. You remember?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, the only reason why you would have watched that was because of Jerry Trainer, but otherwise, it was not good.
Yeah, this wasn't. Alright, Fish Hooks.
Now, see, that's like a memory unwatched because I honestly forgot about that show. When I watched it, I liked it, but thinking back on it, that was super weird.
Yeah, I mean, because what was the person's name? It was like some dude's name. He's like he was attracted to like this other fish.
It was the girl fish. This was Chelsea Stubb, and then the boy fish. I might be wrong. I think it was like Kyle Massey, if I'm right.
Wait, you know the actors, but you don't know what the people.
No, I know that says a lot about me.
I know, right? I mean, I thought Fish Hooks was really bad. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like there's always like those videos of like the rise and fall. It was just it rose for a little bit and it kind of just went down. It went off the rails. Honestly, this is like an F tier. But it's not as bad as Fanboy and Chum Chum, though.
See, I think that's at least a D tier. I think it's up there at Robo and Monster. Yeah. For a Disney show that way, I think it's not that bad.
Yeah. Okay, I said this. It's not as bad as Fanboy and Chum Chum. I would say that it's definitely not as bad. Alright. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack.
F tier. That show sucked. I remember I told you.
Yeah.
I always despised it.
Yeah. Okay, so you said F tier. God, can I even say that Flapjack was good? I mean, I might say it was alright. Was it? I don't know, man. I can't really say a lot about Flapjack. I mean, because I know Flapjack had like a very unique premise. So, like they lived inside of a well and stuff like that, and you know, you had the captain. He's like, I'm taking this boy on my wing, and it's like, man, listen, dude, you should probably say at least 10 miles away from the nearest school zone because, dude, it's not okay.
I don't even remotely remember that, but
yeah.
Okay, that tells you how memorable it was.
Yeah, it was an F tier show. Glitch Tex, is that what it is? It's a Nickelodeon show. Haven't seen it. You haven't seen this one either, have you?
No, I feel like that picture looks kind of familiar, but no.
Okay, we have Gravity Falls,
which I didn't watch. I know you did. I've only seen clips of it. No, I take it back. I saw it the very last episode, I think. Mm-hmm. I was just like,
well, of course, because you got to the last episode of like. It was called Strange Mageddon. That's literally what it was called. It was called Strange Mageddon. But if you watched it from start to finish, like I did, I believe it's an S tier show, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't rate it because I only saw that.
I had to say it's an S tier show. Generator Rex.
You told me what that was the other day, right?
Yeah, Generator Rex is like the he has like the he has like the arm and stuff like that. Like he can make like different weapons like you know kind of like out of his arm. I'll just show you a picture right now.
Oh yeah, I know exactly who that is. I can't rate that because I really don't remember, but I do recognize.
Yes, he has like these.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Because remember they had the crossover with Ben 10.
That's right.
And knew that smacked. It did. I think Generator Rex it's like a B tier show. I think honestly it was a fun show to watch because this was like, dude, a man can create weapons out of his arms. How sick is that? Mm-hmm. And then he did that. It's like, damn, he's sick. Harvey Beaks.
I never watched that. I've seen pictures of it, but I've never watched it.
Okay, we can give it a couple of them. We can probably Squirrelboy. Don't know what that is. My oh my, I don't know what the fuck that is. Megas, don't know what this is. Mighty, don't know what that is.
Magisword or something.
Magisword. Okay, welcome. Hey Arnold.
Same thing again. Another '90s show that I never really watched. Hey, listen. And the only reason why I would have watched this because of my older cousin.
Yeah. Hey, listen. He had that football shaped head, and that's America's football shaped head. So if he's football, he's going to the F tier. I'm just kidding. I'm not putting him on the F tier. That he's not on the level of Flapjack, of Fanboy and Chum Chum. Definitely not. I think I'll put him in the C tier. I mean, I remember I watched a couple episodes. It was like it was pretty fun. It was pretty good to watch. I put it in C tier. Yeah. Hotel Transylvania, the series. They had a series.
They did. Now I never watched it, but the very first movie I told you I watched in middle school. It actually was really good.
Yeah, Hotel Transylvania. Well, I remember. I think I did watch Hotel Transylvania. I watched the first one, and it was surprising. And like everyone loved Mavis, like the vampire chick.
Yeah, Yeah, Selena Gomez. Yeah, I enjoyed it. The series though, I honestly can't even begin to.
Haven't watched.
Yeah.
Infinity Train. Haven't watched. Invader Zim. Haven't watched. It's Pony. I don't know.
That's a newer show that's on Nicktoons now. I have not watched it. Don't look at me like that.
Okay.
I have not watched it. I have somehow blended into seeing it after SpongeBob. Yes, I still watch SpongeBob. And it's
don't worry. Probably some 4 years out there who probably still watch SpongeBob to this day.
But it just was so awful. Like, even the older shows like Fanboy and Chum Chum, that was awful. It's worse than that. It sucks. That's an F tier.
Alright, well,
I was like, why did you even create that?
Alright, we're putting at the very bottom of F tier.
Yeah.
Alright, the life. Okay, that's something. I think this is the life and something of Juniper Lee.
Well, you showed me that a couple days ago that we like for sure couldn't remember.
Yeah. I think it's called the life and times of Juniper Lee. That's what it's called. It's this show.
See, yeah, now I recognize the girl. I recognize the boy.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that I can't tell you what was going on in that show.
Yeah. Because I think this is supposed to be like a continuation of something. I think.
Probably so, honestly.
But I don't remember much about the show. I think I saw like one episode. I just don't remember anything about the show. Kablam! Don't know what that is. Now Kim Possible.
S tier. Yeah. Easily.
Dude,
easily.
Dude, even if you watch it to this day, I think it still hits.
It was awesome.
Because I a couple days ago I watched a couple episodes of Kim Possible.
You watched them without me?
Hey, listen. It was late at night. I watched them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I was like, man, I don't want to watch. I looked up Kim Possible. I was like, dude, this shit still slaps.
I'm gonna have to watch that now again because I know it still hits the same.
It still does. Kids Next Door.
S tier.
I think
S tier.
But I mean, look at S tier shows.
I know.
But S tier shows don't actually look that bad though. I mean,
it really does.
But it's kind of weird. We have like how many S? We have what? This is 7. We have 10 S tier shows. We have 3 A tier shows.
That's the whole.
And then there's like everything else is either it's just weird, it's just good or just absolute garbage.
Yeah.
All right, Kung Fu Panda: Legends of Awesomeness. I watched the show.
I watched the series just a little bit.
I thought it was kind of bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely going off of the first movie.
Yeah.
It just didn't have the same sparkle, I guess, if you want.
Yeah, the same pizzazz, I would say. I think it's
a D tier.
Yeah, I think it's a D tier show. The Legend of Korra. Now, you can probably say more about this show than I can.
Yes. Now, I did watch The Legend of Korra after Avatar. I thought that it was pretty good. Now, it's not as good as Avatar. I will never say it's as good as Avatar.
Yeah.
Not even in the same realm. But for that to be a girl that was the Avatar, and for her to be as like independent, in my opinion, and you know, like finding yourself and like being a teenager and you getting to see that, I thought it's pretty good. And then her little friends, whoever they are, Bowen and who was it, Mako?
Yeah, Mako. I think it's like.
I thought that they were really cool. So I think that they added to the
So pretty much they were like the Sokka of The Legend of Korra, pretty much.
Pretty much, but nowhere near as good as Sokka.
Okay.
Sokka was funny. Sokka, there's no other Sokka. Probably like a B tier, I think. I think it was still pretty good.
Would you say is at the top? Or you say like what would you rate it like among the B tier?
Kind of like after Ed, Edd and Eddy. Oh, maybe not with Ben 10 though.
Would you say like it's like right here?
Yeah, because I don't think it's at the element of Ben 10 because Ben 10 was on a continuation with the first one.
I like how you say it's not behind Chowder or anything like that. I'm kind of surprised you put Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Honestly, it's because I was thinking of Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Okay.
Because of where Ed, Edd and Eddy was. Now, Courage the Cowardly Dog for me, we already know.
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog is not there on my bracket.
Okay.
On my tier. But behind Chowder, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Behind Ed, Edd and Eddy, I could see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I liked it.
Lilo and Stitch, the series.
The series from when we were younger, I barely watched it. They used to show it at weird times too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
I mean, this used to come on. I'm on like 11, like 3 o'clock or something, like 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah, it was, or it'd be like super early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I'd randomly catch it. But again, it didn't hit the same as like the movie.
Yeah.
The movie is so good, and then the show is kind of like, why'd you ruin it? You know? So probably like a C tier from what I remember.
Yeah, I think it's a C tier as well. What happened to Robot Jones? Don't know what that is. Middle School Mugos? I don't know what that is. Mike, Lou, and what are these shows names? What is that? Milo's Murphy's Law. I remember this. Wasn't it supposed to be like the continuation of like Phineas and Ferb or like some type of spin-off?
No, I only watched maybe one episode.
No, Bunga, here's the thing. We both watched the first episode and then we never watched another episode.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I can't tell you enough about like what was going on in it.
Honestly, I said this is not as good. Like this is, Milo. It was kind of like weird because Milo was like this really genius kid. So I was like,
yeah,
I just did not care. I just did not care for Milo. I just did not. So I think if I remember correctly, I think I might put it into a D tier. Honestly,
I can't even begin to remember to give it an actual rating. But if you want to say D tier,
I think it's a D tier show. Making Fiends, don't know what that is. My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Now that used to be one of the shows where I was like, I wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
I think for now it's like a C tier with like everything.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed it when I was younger.
Okay, so I don't remember much about it, so I'm agree with you. Probably say it's probably a C tier show. I don't know what this is.
Casa Grandes.
Do you
I've only seen it in passing because it's somehow my TV's on the same channel with it. I can't say if it's good or bad, so I just say don't. I've never watched it.
Okay.
But it wasn't like, oh my god, let me watch that again.
We have The Loud House. I think I've seen it.
Same thing. It's again in passing. I can't.
Yeah. I tried to watch it. It's like, man, I don't know, man. This sucks. Okay, KO, Let's Be Heroes. This actually is ending after like 3 seasons, I believe so. And I can't remember much about it because I never watched it, so haven't watched. Over the Garden Wall, again, haven't seen that. Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket. Oh my god, I remember this.
Oh, that was.
That's an F tier show. This is for kids. But if your kids are like goldfish, if your kids are like has the IQ of a goldfish, they probably would enjoy the show. Hell, if your kids even have the memory of a goldfish, they'll probably hate this show because of how bad it was. It was just not good. God. I remember I watched a couple times like, what the fuck am I watching? I think I'm getting dumber. Like, what the? Pinky Malinky.
I have no idea what that is.
Dude, what are these names, man? Planet Sheen. Planet Sheen. You remember this one?
Yes. Okay. Now Sheen, even though I don't like Jimmy Neutron, again, don't come at me. I like Sheen. He was
I'm pretty sure a lot of people like Sheen.
That was my character if I ever watched it. But when I watched that, I wasn't really into it.
I watched it because I remember they had like Carl, but Carl was like a slug or something like that. And I'm thinking myself like, man, what? They massacred my boy. And they did massacre my boy. And Sheen was super in this version than he was in Jimmy Neutron. Yeah. I don't know how that's possible. They made a whole series about Sheen. In fact, that he was dumber than any other character. He gave him another planet, and like he's like, oh yeah, like I'm now the ruler of this planet now.
That's right. And like he had his own house on the planet, and yeah.
I'm like, bro, like you're just an idiot. Like why are you here? Yeah, so it was an F tier show. The Proud Family.
Ooh. Great show.
Yeah.
Great. That's like, S tier, A tier.
I think it's more of an A tier show. Again, if you really want to look at S tier shows, look what S tier shows are.
Yeah, then it's an A tier.
I think it's an A tier show. S tier are like there's a ton of S tiers in this bracket right here. What about Autonomy? I think I watched it.
I have no idea what that is.
So I'm gonna put that into I can't remember. Rocket Power, haven't seen it. Rocko's Modern Life, haven't seen it. Have you? Oh, here we go to the Holy Grail, Rugrats.
From what I watched, again, I was never into it. It just was never my cup of tea. So if I rated it, I'd probably say maybe a C tier.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to do that because I know how people are like, oh my god,
it's like,
I live by that.
It's like Rugrats is like easily top S tier show. I was like, listen, I can't make it. I can't make it in the same class as Avatar, bruh. Come on.
Yeah, not even remotely.
I think if we're gonna be fair, I think it's at least at the top of the C tier.
Yeah.
I think it should be above like all these other shows. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, Samurai Jack. Ooh, Samurai Jack. The theme song. You don't remember it, but I do. I loved it.
Played it for me a little while ago. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Man, Samurai Jack. I think that's an A tier show. I think, man, like, it's crazy the fact that this was on. I think this came on like because I think they made a sequel to this, and it came out on Adult Swim, and I was like, oh my god, Samurai Jack is gonna be continued. And I watched like, dude, it still hits the same, but it just does. Steven Universe.
I never seen like clips and stuff, but that just always looked really weird.
Yeah, I remember this. I never liked Steven Universe because I remember that it's kind of weird because like if you, it's a D tier show. I never liked Steven Universe really. I think it's the top of the D tier. Now, people will live and die by Steven Universe. Like, if you don't like Steven Universe, they don't like you for some reason. I was like, bro, like, Steven Universe is just not a good show. Don't even at me. It's just not a good show. It just really isn't. If you really go back and rewatch it, it was just not a good show. Adventure Time. Oh yes, my show. Did I like it more than that Adventure Lego show? No. I think it's an A tier show in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love Finn and I love Jake. And I love the fact that he dated a freaking unicorn. Like my man, he had kids with a unicorn. I mean, that's crazy. So I mean, can we say? I mean, you can't really add much, can you?
I can't because I never really watched that show. And when I did, I was never interested in it. Yeah. I only ever really watched it because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't give an opinion.
I think it's like an A tier right now. I think it's an A tier. The Secret Saturdays.
I have no idea what that is.
I can't remember that. I remember watching a couple episodes. And then I don't remember much. Sheep. Well, I don't know what this is. Craig of the Creek. Don't know what that is. These names, Vonka. Think about.
Where did you just go in a room and say, I'm gonna think of the first thing that comes into my head, and that's what I'm gonna name the show.
Yeah.
How did you even get it on the network?
I mean, it says someone. Hey, listen. Someone at Cartoon Network must know some good connections to make a show called Craig of the Creek.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know what this one is. You don't know what I think we've never seen this show ever.
Yeah, I can't even tell what that is.
Star versus the Forces of Evil. I watched the show. I think it's a really good show.
I have no idea what it is, so I can't rate it.
Again, I'll put this in A tier. I think it's an A tier show. I think it's really good. Steven Universe Future. Again, you can't rate this, but I can.
I didn't even know that there was a second one.
There was a sequel because this first one was super successful, and they made a sequel, and it's like, damn, I hate it. I was like, this, in my opinion, is an F tier show. God, I'm gonna get so many people coming after me saying, "Well, how dare you rate this an F tier show?" It's just not good. I'm sorry, it sucks. I mean, again, I watched this, and I probably was like, I hated it. I hate Steven Universe. And then I went back and we went this. It's like, yeah, I know. Oh, I remember this show, the Ren and Stimpy show.
I recognize that name. I can't tell you anything about it.
Okay, listen. Let me tell you. I don't know how Ren and Stimpy got a show and was put onto a. It was put onto a network. I'll show you. Look at that.
Oh God.
Yeah, there was like There was so many scenes of the show. I was like, how? I was like, how the heck is this like? How is this allowed on the Kids Network?
You've seen what they allowed on the Kids Network.
That's true, yeah. This, in my opinion, is an F tier show. It was bonka. It was so inappropriate. Like, listen, you couldn't allow. I mean, if you're like, it's like if your 5-year-old watched this show, he'd be like scarred. He's like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't show this. Summer Camp Island. Don't know what that is. Tak and the Power of Power of JoJo. I think is what it is. I don't know what that is.
I feel like I've heard of that, but I can't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and say this. There's a Tangled series. Since when?
I know. I don't know. I never knew they made a Tangled series.
I've seen no promotions about it. I've seen no traffic about it. Nothing. I had no idea that there was a Tangled series.
Yeah, Tangled series, man. Who would have thought? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think this should be the 2013 version.
Okay, now since I messed up earlier and I was raving about the other one, not realizing that was a different one, this is the one that I'm in. It's super, super good.
Okay.
The first 3 seasons, I think, I might be wrong, it's been a while since I've watched it, were good. The ones where they like move on afterwards, where the aliens have like infiltrated the Earth and like they have to go hide out and stuff, if that makes sense, is when it like declined.
Okay.
But if I'm basing it only off the first 3 seasons, if I'm right, and from what I remember, it'd be an S tier for me. If I only base it off of that, it'd be an S tier.
But if you're ranking it in total as the whole series,
in total, it'd probably be like a B tier.
B tier, okay.
But it'd be like top B tier for me.
Oh, so you say it's above American Dragon Jake Long? Okay, I haven't watched this, but I'll agree with you. I'll give you the thumbs up. Now, Teen Titans.
We already know S tier of the S tier of the S tier.
So what would you say? Okay, so what would you rate this? You would say it'd be like right here?
Yes, because Avatar still for me is
like
that's A1.
Like Avatar is kind of like the GOAT, pretty much.
Yes, like that has to be first.
Man, look how many haven't watched or don't know we have. It's a lot. Jimmy Neutron, boy genius. Again,
I was never a fan of it. I'm wondering why. I was wondering why the Fairy Odd Parents isn't on there, but it's right there. I was never like, oh my god, I need to watch this. So for me, that's like a C tier, maybe.
But if we do the greatest collab of all time,
I was just about to say, now the crossover. The crossover is what would have got me on Jimmy Neutron had they done it earlier. If I go for crossover, I'd say like a B.
Yeah.
A B and A. I think, or like a B minus. No, wait, an A minus. Sorry. But going up like the show,
yeah,
it was like a C for me.
Yeah, I mean, Sheen was cool. Carl was cool. What was it? The 2 girls that were kind of like in the group.
Cindy and
Libby, I think that's what.
There you go.
Cindy and Libby. I mean, they made the cast like super diverse, super unique.
Yeah.
Okay, mom's calling. Alright, so Jimmy Neutron, you say would be like a C tier? Okay, so C, I'm gonna agree with you. It wasn't a bad show, but this wasn't a good show either. So I probably agree with you. It would be a C tier show. The Adventures of Kid Danger.
Okay, now.
I mean,
that's the newer one. I want to say that's like the animated one of Henry Danger.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ever watch it. I kind of watched Henry Danger because I watched the movie when I was younger. But I can't really rate it.
Yeah, I can't. I remember I never liked Henry Danger. I thought it was a dumb. It was a dumb live action show. So I put it in. I can't remember. The Amazing World of Gumball. Oh yeah, now that is an A tier show right there for me.
I mean, I used to watch it. I was kind of into it. I realized how inappropriate and disgusting it was because of the innuendos that they made. But when I was younger, when it still flew over my head, I was into it. So I probably would have said like a B tier.
But it's an A tier because you don't remember that much about it, and I remember more about it. Alright, the Angry Beavers.
I never watched that.
Never watched either. The Buzz on Maggie.
I have no idea what that is.
Me neither. Very Odd Parents.
Okay, now if we're basing off of pre-Chloe, pre-Sparky.
But pretty much pre everything, pretty much.
If you want. Maybe not Poop. I kind of liked Poop. I would say it was like an A tier. If you factor in Sparky and Chloe, it's probably like a C tier because it's just like you didn't need that. And the show, in my opinion, went on way beyond when it should have.
Mm-hmm.
It should have stopped like right after Poof came in.
Yeah.
There's no reason it should have ever went on that long.
Because I remember like, cause I remember technically wasn't it supposed to like, it was supposed to end, but like there was like legit like there was like no ending. Like there was like it just stopped.
It ended weirdly. Yeah.
It just stopped at like one episode. It's like, this is the end of Fairy Odd Parents. There you go. You're welcome. It's like, but wait, there's more, right?
Yeah. How come you don't have like a full ending of like what happened and how he's faring and everything?
Yeah. Mighty B. I remember this one. You probably don't remember this one. I'll show you a picture.
It sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I know exactly who that is. Can't say I particularly remember a lot about it, so I can't really rate it, but I do recognize her.
Man, I freaking hated Mighty B so much. Honestly, the main chick was just really annoying to watch. She just was annoying. Honestly, she belongs in the F tier show. I didn't like any of the characters in Mighty B. Most of them were just really annoying. Some of them were just, assholes just to one another for no reason. There's no reason why you gotta hate each other, but like, oh yeah, I'm the popular girl, you're the loser, so take that. It's like,
yeah, it's just honestly like it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, the Owl House, don't know what that is. The Penguins of Madagascar, you remember this one?
Yes. Okay. Now it wasn't called Penguins of Madagascar until it like came out later, but basing it off of Madagascar, the penguins honestly are like my favorite, along with like Alex.
Yeah.
But the show was actually pretty good for it to be a spin-off.
Yeah.
Of a movie. I used to actually look at that. I would say
I used to watch that too. Yeah.
I'd say like it's like a B, C tier, kind of like in that range,
Yeah, so it's kind of like
at the back of like a B tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Powerpuff Girls. You can go off on the show if you really want to. It
is a travesty, since you said I can go off, that they thought they could even begin to touch the original. The original, this is my opinion, do not come at me, is iconic for like a girls show.
Mm-hmm.
For you to come back and first of all make them look the way they do, have them act the way they act, is just disappointing. When I'm thinking that it's going to be revived, recreated, thinking, oh my god, like this is my childhood again. I get to see them in action, like they're gonna be badass,
Yeah.
And honestly, I was like, what the hell are you thinking about? You're making little girls think that that's how they're supposed to act. No. That's an F tier at the bottom of the F tier. It sucks. That's my rant. There you go.
Okay. That's some good stuff. The replacements.
For me, it's an S tier, but the bottom of the S tier. I used to look forward to watching that. S tier, maybe A tier, but for me, it was like an S tier.
I don't really think it's an S tier show, in my opinion. I think it was a really good show, but I don't think it's an S tier show. I think it's like at the top of the A tier show. I think so. The Wild Thornberrys.
Again, never watched. I saw part of the movie.
I know it's Nigel Thornberry. That's all I know. That's all I know. So.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't rate that.
We have Time Squad. My God, they must be running out of ideas over there, huh?
Yeah, must be.
My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
I do remember watching that. I did watch that. From what I remember when I was younger, I was somewhat interested in it, but it wasn't just like super, super good.
Yeah.
Maybe like a C tier, kind of. I don't think that it was just, I would watch it. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I didn't really care for like the main character as like him being the human. It's like, oh yeah, I go to my Gym Partner's a monkey. It's like, cool. So he made how many episodes did you make of this show exactly? It's like, you met that many, it's like, oh yeah, you're garbage. C tier. But Fair Up Parents, in my opinion, it's not at the bottom of C tier. I think it's like right here.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, because like I said, if Chloe and Sparky were not added, well, Sparky was kind of okay in the beginning, then it just got weird. If they weren't added, they would be like an A tier for me. But because they were, they tainted the show, and it went on way beyond what it should have went on.
Yeah, its lifespan went on like a lot longer than what it should have been.
Yeah.
Alright, we have Tough Puppy,
which we were just talking about.
Yeah.
With Jerry Trainer. I didn't realize it was on the list. I somewhat watched an episode, again only because of him.
Yeah, I watched it.
To me, it was just weird, unnecessary, strange. I can think of more adjectives. I
mean, like, Puppy? Like, I don't know what his name was. Like,
I don't know.
The main puppy's name or whatever. He was honestly. I mean, he was not like a really good winning character like at all. I mean, he was. Again, he was the idiot of the show. Again, they always have to have the idiot of the show. That's kind of weird. They always have like some type of person who's just an idiot.
Honestly, it's like comedic relief.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, it wasn't really that funny in my opinion.
No.
So I think it's an F tier show. I mean, you could kind of say like if you go back, it's like it wasn't as good because like this was the same person who created the Faye Parents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But he made the Faye Parents and he made Danny Phantom and.
Well, Danny Phantom smacks, yeah.
Yeah, but he made this.
Which is kind of sad because you're like seeing a decline.
Yeah, you can tell there's something starting to happen. Victor and Valentino. I don't know what that is. Wander Over Yonder. I watched this.
I saw part of it maybe, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to rate it.
If I had to rate Wander Over Yonder, it's like at like the very back of the C tier. It's like C minus D plus because again, like there was another comic relief character. He was another dumb character. He want to be friends with everyone, but everyone kind of like, we're gonna kill Wander, and you just can't. So it's kind of like, all right. So he's kind of like he has a lot of plot armor. So pretty much it's kind of what it is. I mean, he was just like, he's the good guy. He's like the really really good guy of the group, you know. So that's kind of what he was. We Bare Bears, never watched it, have you?
Never seen clips of it from that. It was super weird, but otherwise no.
Welcome to the Wayne. I'm gonna put that in. Can't have watch. I can't remember. So that way you can give your spiel about about Winx Club because I can't link it because I have never seen it, but you can.
Okay. To me, it's a good show. Now, some of the acting is subpar. Kind of cringeworthy, kind of creepy, if you will. But overall, if you look at the message of the show, it's good. It's a good early 2000s show. Then they just made a live action version of it, which I loved. It was so good. So for me, it's probably like a B tier. If it wasn't so cringy, it'd probably be higher, like a B tier, in the back, yeah.
Okay.
But I like it. That's my take.
Okay, so that's your take. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video about our ratings. So, do you think you want to change anything about this? Like, is there anything about? I guess we could see S through F. Would you say that maybe could be changed? I mean, like if we're ranking SpongeBob, maybe you could probably put SpongeBob in the A tier.
Maybe, yeah. You could probably potentially move that. But like beginning A tier, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, like even now, I mean, like in some cases, some episodes will just it doesn't the same as previous episodes, but it's still kind of there's some good episodes to watch.
Yeah, and if we're taking into account like we did with like Jimmy Neutron and Winx and everything, then you'd have to move it down. Fairy Godparents. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I would think I would agree pretty much with what we put.
Yeah. The bunch of shows we probably don't remember a lot about these shows because you clearly tell we have not seen a lot of these shows, so we can't remember any about these shows. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's video. And as always, I hope you enjoy. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these tier lists. And that's it. Do you have anything else to say?
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Alright, see you guys tomorrow.